Hello everyone, and welcome to our new segment called Today we will discuss January 17th, 1892, and the story of Mercy Brown. Picture this. We're in Exeter, Rhode Island. The year is 1883, and Mercy Brown's mother, Mary Brown, succumbs to a mysterious illness. Unimaginably, 6 months after this, Mercy Brown's sister, Mary Olive Brown, who is only 20 years old, also succumbed to the same illness. On January 17, 1892, Mercy Brown then, unfortunately, also passes away. Shortly after this, her brother Edwin then too contracts this mysterious illness. Now, the doctors in Exeter did inform George Brown, Mercy's father, that all of his family had succumbed to what was known as consumption at the time, or tuberculosis, as we now call it. But the people in the village believed that they had succumbed to something much, much different and much more sinister. In March of 1892, a group of men went into Chestnut Hill Cemetery and exhumed Mary Brown, Mary Olive Brown, and Mercy Brown herself. With George at the group's side, it was determined that one of the family members was rising from the grave and afflicting the other family members, and the only way to save young Edwin was to, unfortunately, put eternal rest upon whichever family member it was that was rising from the grave. Upon exhuming Mother Mary Brown and Sister Mary Olive Brown, it was determined that their bodies were in various stages of decomposition, as they had passed several years prior. But upon exhuming Mercy Brown, they did find that there was still fresh blood in her mouth, her lungs, and her heart. This discovery led the village people to come to the conclusion that Mercy was afflicted with vampirism, and the only way to stop her from rising from the grave and further afflicting her brother Edwin was to put an end to Mercy once and for all. For sensitive viewers, the next part will be discussing body mutilation, so if that is something you are uncomfortable with, please skip ahead. The village people, unfortunately, instructed George to remove Mercy's heart, to burn it, and to take the ashes and mix it into a medicinal tincture for Edwin in order to absolve him of the vampiric disease that was afflicting him. As one could expect, Edwin's condition did not improve, and unfortunately 2 months after this, he did pass away. I find this case specifically fascinating because the doctors did inform George that there was a disease at the time called consumption that was most likely the culprit, but unfortunately superstition did outweigh his judgment in this case, and later on George did exhibit remorse and regret, and he is stated in papers saying that he is regretful for what he did in exhuming his family members' remains. Each year on the anniversary of Mercy's passing, or on her birthday, depending on when I can get out to Rhode Island, I do like to visit her grave and to leave her flowers or a little gift just to show her that people are still thinking of her and to honor her in some way. This case has never sat right with me ever since I heard about it. Something about the desecration of a person's body when superstition is involved just never sits right with me and rubs me the wrong way. I'm so glad that we are at a point in modern society where we understand that there are medical reasons for cases like this, and we do know now that this case was caused by tuberculosis and not vampirism. If there are any historical cases about vampires or vampirism from here or around the world that you would like me to cover, let me know in the comments below.